Kilo 4 Uniform Lima Papa.
Roger, ULP. What's the name there?
My name is Lanny, like Lima Alpha November Yankee. Lanny, like Danny with an L. Over.
Oh, Roger, Lanny. And what radio are you running, sir?
Okay, we're on some vintage gear here. This is an ICOM 730. You are about 20 degrees due north, off the end of my dipole. I'm surprised you're even copying me, but you're a good 20 over down here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Roger, South Carolina. Well, you're look to be about 10 over down here. I'm running right now. I'm running a dipole, a slanted dipole, and I'm looking at your output on my VU meter, calibrated to 0 level, and so your 10 dB peaks above my residual noise level. Roger.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I'm looking at my ALC setting here, and it's peaking up towards the end of the ALC mark. Do you think I might be overdriving a little?
Well, let's do the procedure. Tune-up procedure is the first thing. Engage your compressor at a 3. Turn on your compressor and adjust it for a level 3. Roger?
Okay, I can do that. I do have a speech processor. I do not, excuse me, I do not have a compressor setting.
You just have an on and off?
I don't even have that. This is a vintage ICOM 730 from about 1979.
All right. Does it have an ALC meter?
Oh, yes, it does. In fact, I have the ALC button engaged right now.
Roger. Well, adjust your mic gain to where your ALC meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Now, the actual spot that we're looking for is that spot between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going to cut it back just a little bit. There is a mid-scale marked with 3, and then below that is 1, 1.5, 2, 3, and then above that is like what you would see on an S9 meter above S9. QSL?
Roger, and you're now mid-scale to 2/3 on that meter?
Yes, well, let me back it off just a tiny bit. And how's that?
Okay, Lanny, you have a scratchy pot on your mic gain control. So what I would suggest is that you make a note of where you were, and you manipulate your mic gain control very fast, up and down, and you're really shaking that knob, and see if you can work through the the scratchiness of the control. Roger?
Yes, I did. In fact, I have done that, and now I can move it. You probably don't hear quite as much. How does that sound now?
That sounds good. Now concentrate on getting your voice scale, mid-scale to 2/3 on your VU meter now.
Mid-scale to 2/3? You mean the string is actually in the middle of the scale, and the set is way over to the right, but the needle is, I guess it would be in like the lower 1/3 of the entire full scale meter. Over.
Well, you want to look at your ALC meter, the range that your ALC meter has, and mid-scale would be in the middle of that range. 2/3 would be moving towards to the right-hand side. So you want to be, from the middle of that meter marking to the halfway to the other to full. Roger?
Okay, now I understand. You want me to move it so it's like at 2/3, right about there?
Tell me about your antenna system and for about 10 seconds, and let me look at you.
Okay, the antenna is a dipole. It is centered at about 45, 50 feet. The ends are up at 60 feet between 2 pine trees. And I'm not sure of your QTH, but my antenna is pointed northwest and southeast. That is the ends of it, okay?
Roger, Lanny. Well, I'm located just across the river from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. Roger?
Yeah, well, you're almost on the ends of my dipole, but I have reduced my mic gain now quite a bit, looking at the ALC scale, It is peaking anywhere between 50 to anywhere between halfway and maybe a little over halfway between the lower end and the mid-scale ALC. Over.
Roger. Okay, now the next thing is, this is a game we play sometimes, and it has to do with trying to use your voice to achieve a certain amount of fullness in your modulation between your voice and the tempo of your speech. And that is, we take the watt meter and turn it to where we can see it as we speak. And the idea is to, with our voice only as we're keyed down, try to keep that meter, the LC meter, the watt meter, try to keep the watt meter at that sweet spot that it normally is, when you transmit maximum on the radio. So you're looking at that watt meter or the power output meter, whatever you have there, and try to keep it up to the sweet spot by just the tonality of your voice, that is the volume of your voice, and the repetitive rate of your speech. Between those two, try to keep that meter in the sweet spot. Roger?
What a joke.
Okay, we shall try to do that. And let me pick my notes back up here. Oh, they dropped off the table. I had your call sign written on a piece of paper, and it disappeared. Oh, here it is up on the QRZ website, KC9VKV. Well, okay, I'm going to try to keep that needle up there in about 1/3 as it swings over, 1/3 to 1/2. And on my ALC, it's kind of maintaining about the same point. And if that is about optimum, I'll let you go ahead and talk to someone else. It's been very interesting. My name is Lanny, and you're Jim, and I understand where you are. I used to travel years ago, and I had a sales contact in Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm very, very familiar with your area. KC9VKV, K4ULP.
Roger, Lanny, and the more you do that, the better you'll be able to do that. I've had 50 years of doing that, so I'm I'm still working on it. So just do the best you can, and day by day, and the more contacts you have, and concentrating on keeping your your modulation up there to the sweet spot on your VU meter, the more proficient you'll get at being able to do that. Roger?
Yes, and I appreciate it very much. I think in the past, before I talked to you, I may have had this mic gain up a little bit too much. I've reduced it substantially, and right now, with the ALC button pushed, it's peaking up around the 2 that's on that ALC meter, goes up to the 3, and the needle is swinging between 1.5 and 2. So anyway, thank you very much, the MK4ULP in Columbia, South Carolina.
Roger, Lenny, just make a note of where your mic level is, and I would, for the most part, keep my ALC meter up. You don't have to, but don't be a stranger to it. That ALC meter is the Bible for that radio, and the ALC meter will tell you exactly what that transmitter is doing, and it will tell you better than your best buddy as far as what it's doing. Roger?
Roger, I understand, and I'm glad we met. You're having fun, and I'm having fun listening to you, and the people that are talking to you are having fun. So you have a great day. KC9VKV, K4ULP in South Carolina. Have a nice day.
Roger, Lanny. 3's that way, sir. Thanks for checking in. And if you want to hear our exploits as they unfold, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page. And on that page, you'll be looking for an entity called My Group Aircheck 32720. Look for the title My Group Aircheck 32720, and it should be on page 1. Roger?
Oh, yes, I can't wait to do that. 327201. Or 32720, I wrote a / page 1. Thank you, Jim. K4ULP clear.
Roger, Roger, sir. 3's that way, and you have a great Friday afternoon, great weekend. And if you get a chance, check back in next Friday at 3:30 till 5. We'll be doing it again if all things are equal and the creeks don't rise. This is KC9VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.